Hey everyone, it is Finn here. That is FY Manchester United, it is disgusting. You just lost 2-0 to Watford in the Premier League. They have only won one game out of 17 in the Premier League. That's only one win, but now that is 2 out of 18, and it is to Manchester United. It's so sad that I am disappointed, but not 100% surprised. I've got all the stats and I've got everything up here on the computer that I made the whole game, and it just pisses me off to watch and look over these stats and actually see. Going into this game, there was 6 games unbeaten in the Premier League. We lost to the last team on the table. 12 games in the Premier League with no clean sheets. That is really, really bad. I'll go on about De Gea in defense, the individual stats in a bit. If you don't know, I always react to Manchester United games, and I go over each individual player. So if you are a United fan, do subscribe to this channel. And if you do like that kind of content, share, like, all of that stuff. We win all our games where we have the least amount of possession, less than 50% of possession we seem to win. We had so much possession in this game, but we got absolutely nothing out of it. I mean, that just shows how great our counter-attack is, which was very absent in this game. We didn't get up and we didn't get forward fast enough. We really do waste time when it comes to that. We're good on our counter-attack. Pogba being back is a huge thing for us, but we played him way too late. We are currently 8th on the Premier League table, and I can't see it staying that for long. I can see us dropping to 9th or 10th very soon. Very disappointing. Watford looked very good pressure-wise when they played against us. When it came to attacking us, they applied lots of pressure. Defense, they applied a lot of pressure. Their passing was very good. But this is statistically Watford's worst start to a league in 93 years, and we lost 2-0 to them, not 1-0, 2-0 to them. Other shocking stats that you can see is Marcus Rashford has scored more goals than them in the Premier League season. Rashford has scored more than the entire team, but now Watford scored 2 goals against us. I mean, look, that is so bad. I really didn't get it. And Watford have a new manager, and then we still end up doing bad. And I've got each individual player's stats down, and it's so disappointing to look at everyone. I mean, first of all, De Gea, it's a bit weird one, but he had a yellow kit on, which I don't understand why he didn't wear the purple one, because yellow is the Watford color. Not that that had too much of an impact in this game. In the 17th minute of the game, he dropped a corner that did lead to a goal that was cancelled out because it was a foul. But it's the exact same thing as Everton. He was too weak and wasn't strong enough to pick up the ball. It was the exact same thing, and if it was given, it would have been the exact same scenario versus Everton. De Gea needs to be stronger. He needs to be more confident. This is not good enough for a Premier League team, no matter Manchester United either. De Gea made the big error in the 50th minute, which led to them scoring a goal. I don't know what happened in the 2018 World Cup, but whatever happened there, ever since Ronaldo got that free kick against him, or that shot that De Gea made that mistake in the 2018 World Cup, De Gea has been dreadful since then. He's not even in the nominations in the top 5 for the Team of the Year for goalkeepers. He's dropped so low. He's just made way too many mistakes. Set pieces were a problem. I mean, look, Watford haven't scored a set piece this entire season, and now they go and score one against Manchester United. I mean, technically they scored 2, a penalty and from a free kick. It's really just not good enough. I mean, conceded a penalty, we can't say too much about that, but that was Deeney's first goal of the season. De Gea, really just not good enough for you, definitely not. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he started off very composed in the game. He made some great recoveries and had some really good one-on-ones that he did end up winning, but he gave away that penalty, and the sad thing is, he was never going to win that penalty. It was a stupid mistake. He got that penalty. It's the biggest mistake he's made for Manchester United so far. It's really the only big mistake that I've seen, so I have to kind of let him off a tiny bit. At the same time, it is not good enough. He was never going to win it, and he didn't get a yellow card, I don't think, but if he did, he would be out of the next game, because he has got 4 yellow cards so far for Manchester United, but he is the reason we conceded that penalty. And ever since that, he was kind of missing in action. Ever since then, he was missing in that right back position, and they ended up going through that side quite a lot, because Wan-Bissaka ended up going too high, and he's a huge reason to why we lost. He did have some great recovery tackles, but at the end of the day, he really just wasn't good enough, and by far not his best game in a United jersey. Lindelof started the game off well. He had some really good long passes, but then in the 17th minute, he had a very sloppy giveaway that almost led to a goal. He had some stupid tackles throughout the whole game. He made some really reckless tackles, and once again, it's so weird to think that he was our contender for one of our players of the season last season, and now he's looking dreadful. And you have to say, do we need another centre-back in the transfer window, or at the end of the season, I still like the likes of, I really do like Skriniar from Inter Milan. I have to say that. I mean, we looked at him, but we thought, nah, he's not a big enough name. Now he's a contender for Team of the Year, and now we're stuck with Lindelof, who makes way too many mistakes. We might need a new centre-back, which, by the way, I did make a video where I talked about every Premier League team. I made 2 videos about it, and who each team needs to buy in the January transfer window. I'll link that in the description down below. We go into Maguire. Maguire was a lot more composed. He did less rushing. He really was cool-headed during the game. He really made sure to get the ball away. He had some very good headers away defensively. I mean, defensively, he was very smart and cool. He knew what to do, and he made some great passes. And I've realized, although Maguire isn't very prominent in the game, which he really should be a bit more prominent, when he passes, they normally work out, and he can make some very good passes. 81st minute of the game, he had a header that could have led to a goal. He's still looking for his first goal for United. Very good goal, but once again, straight at the keeper, but his passes did work off well. Last defender that I will talk about until I get to reserves is Luke Shaw. His supporting runs were good. He slows down when everything is stressed, which I like. When the game is stressed, he does slow down the game and look for the best passes instead of just trying to sweat things off. Although counter-attacking is very important, and it's what United's best at this season, it really is important to slow down the game when everything is stressed. He showed a good level of aggression. He had some great slide tackles in the box that did win the ball. It's kind of weird to think that Luke Shaw was great when slide tackling in the box, but Wan-Bissaka made mistakes. It's very odd, and it's really, the turns have tabled when it comes to that. I mean, yellow card in the 38th minute because he grabbed Sar's shoulder, which I think, look, this is just a football comment in general. I think the game has become so soft, because even if you look at traditional players like Deeney in the team, if you grabbed Deeney on the shoulder, he wouldn't just stop the ball, throw his arms up and throw a hissy fit about that. I find Sar was such a child about that. I think, look, he looked like he was on the verge of tears. From that, the game has become so soft, and you look at all the players, like if Roy Keane still played and you grabbed his shoulder and he went like that, do you think Roy Keane would really care about that? Otherwise, I would say Luke Shaw had some really good supplies into the box. He really did look good, attacking-wise as well. We get into the midfield. Fred looked very confident. He really did have some great interceptions. He didn't show as much as he should have in the game maybe, but he has become one of the most improved players so far this season. He really did help the centre-backs quite a lot. Defensively, he was great. Attack-wise, he did distribute a bit more, but once again, he could have done a lot better. Next midfielder, Scott McTominay. He really does link the defense to the attack quite a lot, but in this game he was very hidden and just at the end of the day not good enough. Lots of sloppy passes which we're not used to seeing from McTominay. He had a good header in the 52nd minute of the game. He had some good shots, but then they came back to him and he missed because he did panic. He needs to be a bit more composed. He had some very bad control of the ball during the game because he did start to panic. That's what I mean when he missed his shots. During the game, when he got the ball, he did give it away because he does panic quite a lot. And he ended up going off because Mata came on, and I think Mata was probably the correct player to come on for Scott McTominay. The last midfielder that did start was Lingard. Lingard, I mean, you just turned 27 years old. You're supposed to be in the prime of your life. The best part of your career should be now, but yet you have not scored a league goal in around a year since December last year. I don't think that's Manchester United worthy. It's very sad to watch this. I mean, you had a one-on-one situation versus the Watford goalkeeper in the 34th minute, but you tried to be too smart and you ended up missing it. You should have just shot near post, and if it hit the post, it probably would have gone in. But instead, you played too smart and you ended up going off in the 64th minute for Pogba. Definitely the correct choice, and I think Pogba did great in that attacking midfield position. Look, pressure at the club was on Lingard, yet he still just gave away way too much possession in the game. Rashford was on the left wing. I think Rashford should have been the striker, because when he's scoring the kind of goals he has been scoring lately, start him on strike and show Martial on the left wing. I mean, look, Rashford was very hidden throughout the game. There did look like there was a part where he was injured, but he did supply one or two good balls into the box, but he did give away way too many passes. Passing and shooting wise, he did struggle quite a bit in this game compared to normal. Once again, just very not good at all. And he had that free kick that was at a tight angle that he ended up trying to go for goal. The problem with Rashford is I found that so incredibly selfish, because he's been the hero in our last few games and he could have given it into the box for a header to get a goal. The problem with Rashford is he doesn't know he can't be the hero every game. Sometimes he just needs to give it to someone else to score, and he didn't do it in this game, and I found that disgusting. Martial, very hidden in the game. He dropped back a bit more than normal and helped contribute a tiny bit more than normal in the beginning of the game. Then he faded out, but once he moved to left wing, he basically looked like an Iron Robin at times. He had that ability to cut in and shoot. He didn't get a goal, but he looked so much better on the wing, and I think he should have started on the wing and Rashford at striker. Martial is not the best striker in the world. He is not the best number 9 in the world, but he can make a great wing when he does play there. Daniel James wins a few fouls. He wins the ball with his speed. Good tackles at times, but at the end of the day, he was not good enough, and he went off in the 58th minute. And times like these make me wonder if we still do need another wing, and it is a possibility. Although James is looking good at times, I don't think he's quite top class United yet. Getting into our subs, we have Pogba. Stupidly enough, Pogba came in with less than half an hour left, and I have more notes on him than I have on any player, which is disgusting. I'm so happy to see Pogba back. If he came on at halftime, we would not have lost. I know that's a bold claim, but I don't think we would have lost if we put him on at halftime. 64th minute, he came on and he sprinted more than ever. A huge problem with him last season is he didn't track back enough. I think Pogba looked like a totally new player. As I said, if we had more players like him, we could have thrashed Watford. But Pogba came on 64th minute. It was too late. His sprinting really contributed to the team. As soon as he came on, he made an immediate impact. We had so many shots once he came on. His one-touches were amazing, where he just did a one-touch pass or one-touch shot. Beautiful passes found. I mean, a far pass where it's just like you don't understand how he gets this vision. In the 71st minute, got it all the way over. Amazing. And you have to wonder why we didn't put him on at halftime. I know he was injured, but it's so amazing to just watch him play. He headed away, so defensively he was great. He had full field vision when it came to passing. As I said, his 1-2s with Martial were great, and he almost got a shot that ended up being a goal, almost. I think, look, we talk about Pogba and we say he's looking so good. I think we should keep him at United. I don't understand United fans, as one, I can say this. I don't understand other United fans when we say he's good enough for United. It's not a matter of if he's good enough for us. I don't think United are good enough for Paul Pogba, and I don't blame him if he wants to leave. Mata came on in the 76th minute for Scott McTominay. He gave away fouls. He did have a corner that did meet McTominay. We had 5 minutes left. It annoyed me because there was a player who did kind of commit a foul on Mata. 5 minutes left. If the whistle's not blown, you still go and you shoot. You don't give up and you ask the ref for a foul. I don't think Mata really had that drive for United today, and he missed the free kick. Although it's close, it's a bit tricky. I don't think Mata had that drive. Our last player to talk about is Greenwood. Greenwood comes on for James. He gets the ball in the box, but he does have poor first touches. United, at the end of the day, this is not good enough. You have to do so much better. I don't know what I have to say about Manchester United anymore. This was just purely disgusting. This is not a Manchester United I'm proud of. This is exactly like the game you had against Everton last season where you lost 4-0. This 2-0 loss, it is disgraceful. But guys, if you have enjoyed this little rant tell me if you do agree with me in the comment section down below. Trying to reach 275 subscribers before the end of this year. Manchester United, this is extremely disappointing and you have to pick up your game. Guys, this is Finn, FYNN. Stay awesome. Cheers.